another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, obviously in our last episode we finished off the Premier League with 3 consecutive victories and finished up the league with 90 points, which is an absurd amount to not win it. In fact, we didn't just not win it, we didn't win it by 7 points, but that shit happens. And this season we've got to try and come for more. Now, it's been an interesting summer. A couple of things to go over. Firstly, Team of the Year. We had some players in it. Oh, yes, we did. You're going to see it on your screen now. I can't remember exactly who's in it, but I'm pretty certain that Millington is in it. Santos potentially as well. And I think Van Osh might have even made it in with that. And I think Lopez Souza even got into the Team of the Year. So, again, apologies because I can't actually see it. I just took a screenshot for you guys earlier. But, yeah, so that's amazing. And I'm really pleased with that. It was also essentially what made City come in for Lopez Souza. Eventually I got them up to 38 million, but I eventually did turn it down. Now, before I go into anything else, this is actually the second time I've done the entire transfer window because, as some of you may have seen on Twitter, I got a crash dump when I went to save the game, and it meant that I lost all of the transfer window. I know you might say, well, why didn't you save earlier? Well, I'm starting to think that perhaps had I done it, would have done the exact same thing. I guess it would have been earlier, but usually I just do it in big chunks and then save before I record the episodes. Weirdly, we're still playing Arsenal on the first day of the season, away from home, which is really strange. That's baffling. We actually got the same fixtures, despite, but yeah, so that, and basically I've gone in and got all the same players again. Thankfully, the second time around was a lot quicker because I could just search for the players that I'd got before. I didn't have to do any silly scouting crap, so it was a lot quicker to just go and get them this time, which was useful. I have actually changed a few of the things I've done, and some things that have happened have actually been better this time around, and some things are, worse off this time around. So one thing that is bad, and this isn't really to do with the signings of that, is the fact that in the second time, when I did this didn't happen the first time around. The board have decided to build a new stadium. We're getting a new stadium, which I guess is fine and all that, but the problem is it's costing us £180 million, which we weren't using before. We had to take out a loan for 172 million. Which is a lot of money, and my point is that when I did this the first time around, we didn't have £172 million worth of debt, and I didn't choose to do this. The board did it above my head, which is a pain, really, because I don't think we're not even selling out our current stadium, so I don't really see why we need to improve that just yet, but okay, so that's a bit of a pain. The other thing is, now that we've our wage budget has increased to a point where it's over 60 million a year, it means that we can only have a rise of 4 million per year maximum, which means it's about like 80 to 90 grand overall per week in wage budgets, so we can have extra per year, which means that I basically found myself in a situation the first time round when I did this where I had £24 million in transfer funds, but I couldn't use any of it because we didn't have any wage budget. Thankfully this time around I did things in a slightly different order when I was getting the players, and we've managed to get the same players in just with a slightly better structure, which is actually quite a useful thing. Oh, sorry, I'm knackered. It's taken me 2 hours to redo it all again, and it's a nightmare. But hey, there you go. So financial issues, that could be a potential slip up for us in future. Also, something that you'll be pleased to know is that Kieran Griffiths has a club. He's joined FC Dallas in the MLS finally, and of course a lot of players have also a lot of players have also left the club, including Jed Wallace, because he wouldn't sign a new contract, and now he's going to be able to win lots of trophies without a club. So that's good stuff. Yeah, he kept complaining about wanting to win trophies, so, and he's never going to get in our first team. Come on now. So anyway, let's get into the, as you can see, we've played a lot of pre-season friendlies. I've been trying to work on that new tactic to try and make us as solid as ever this year. So we've had some new signings. Let's go look at them. Players have gone out as well. In fact, we're going to go concentrate on who's gone out first. So basically, we've actually broke even, really, when you look at these things, but of course that isn't true because in fact the board take a lot of the money from our transfers outwards, so that's not entirely true. So first thing I did was I got rid of Jerry Parsons. Now that can eventually rise to 8.75 million, and considering he's a player that we got on a free who barely played for us, I think like an £8 million profit on him is pretty decent. He just wasn't going to get a game, so I thought, let's put him on the transfer window, see who comes in. Leicester came in, and we got him out the door. Now, of course, players that have gone out, we've got a few players that have gone out on loan, but McAvoy, Wallace, Worley, Borges have all left on frees. As far as I know, Joe Wallace hasn't got a club yet. Nope. But hey, good luck winning some trophies there, mate. He's been a great servant to this club, but like, if you want to act like a spoiled brat, then you're going to get thrown out the door. It's as simple as that, really. I had no choice. He wouldn't sign a new contract. So, yeah, he's leaving. Maybe he could win the conference. Actually, no. But yeah, so basically after that, bid came in from Real Madrid for Garrincha. Now, Garrincha was one of these players I sort of signed on a whim, and I wasn't entirely sure about him when I did sign him. So when Real Madrid came in and said, we'll have him, I thought, okay, because he's not going to be first choice for us. We've got Lopez Sousa, Gray, and the straightener are sort of 3 first choices. And I kind of thought, well, maybe there is a chance. And we've got some other youngsters coming through. So perhaps I thought, let's just, see what we can get for him, basically. And eventually we managed to haggle them up to, and it's actually 17 million, but 14 million of it was up front, which was a glorious amount of money to get. And so I was incredibly pleased with that. And yeah. Now, I actually sold him in the first time around as well, and Real Madrid conveniently came back in for him again, which was great. Now, the second out you'll see there is Marcio. Now, the reason I did this is because he complained a lot about not getting first team football last season, and I figured that, well, Popolka is probably ready to step up and be our number 2 striker, and in so doing, what I could do is then just get myself another youngster like Popolka to come in and be our 3rd choice striker again, and just keep rotating the system and make some money off of Marcio. Now, I actually sold him the first time round as well, but this time it was to Dortmund, and that time round I got 17 million overall. This time it's 17.75 up front plus another 3 in like bonuses and stuff. So he's gone to Bayern Munich, which is a fair old whack of money that we've got, because I don't know how much he cost us, but it wasn't that much in comparison to so 6.25 million he cost us. We've just sold him for an 11 million pound profit minimum. So I'll take it, frankly. And that means, of course, that we've had to bring in another player, which is fine. And I did this basically the first time round. 3 of these players I signed the first time round, and 1 I didn't. The reason I couldn't get him the second time round is because I got him when he was a free agent the first time, but the second time he'd already agreed a contract, which was a pain. So, right, let's go through what we've got. So basically, we've got ourselves a right back. This is Aykut Kaya. Or Aykut, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's Turkish. He's bloody great. Like, as much as you might look at that and go, well, my scout originally scouted him at 2-star potential, and I thought, okay, but I had a look at the stats because they showed me all the stats numbers, but for some reason the scout report still said 2-star potential. I wondered if that was because maybe he was injury prone or something, but I got him scouted to 100% and nothing appeared. So I had a look at his stats a little bit more. And for me, for a fullback that plays on support, which is what we use, crossing 12 is not bad, marking 18, passing 15, tackling 16, yeah, his anticipation isn't perfect, and concentration could be a little higher, but positioning and teamwork aren't bad either. They're reasonable stats. Work rate is high at 17, he's very... he's decent pace, agility, balance, stamina, all of those things. His jumping reach and natural fitness are a little bit low. Jumping reach, not so bothered about, but his natural fitness could be a bit better. He's got good heading as well. First touch isn't bad. I just thought that this guy is way better than my scouts were saying he was. And as a result of that, I think the game didn't think he was that good either, because we were able to pick him up for 7.5 million. And I have to say, it's out of all the... I did look at another fullback. There's a guy from Udinese, but they wanted 44 million for him, and I wasn't going to be able to spend that kind of money. And frankly, this guy's stats were, 5% probably across the board worse. And I thought, for 7.5 million, from a team sort of a relatively small side, we could get a much better deal, and we did exactly that, basically. So I think he's my best piece of business, in a sense, in this window. That being said, I'm very pleased with the others. Now, we want to get ourselves another centre mid, and this is Mehdi Sassi. And again, he's coming from Bordeaux, I think, and he cost us... Well, actually, I think he cost us even less money. He was on the transfer list at Bordeaux, and I can't think why, because for me, he's got decent stats to play in that centre. Look at that passing, penalty taking, tackling, technique. First touch is great, decent determination, decent positioning, his work rate, he's fast as hell. I like him. He's got decent dribbling, he can cross the ball well. I just really like him. The only thing that's low on him, really, is his jumping reach. Okay, his bravery and flair aren't too high, and long shots, finishing, but those sort of aren't really... I don't know. I think he's good. As a playmaker, this guy has quality, in my opinion. I don't know whether, Okay, his flair... I don't really know if you need that amount of flair to be that kind of playmaker. My point is that he's still only 24, and he's got a little bit more to come, and I think he'll just be useful as a sort of backup option in that midfield. He's on a fair whack of wage, of course, but you have to do that, unfortunately. So I think he's a useful player to bring in, just to kind of bulk the pack up a little bit. I have tried to move on Milton Peralta, but actually he hasn't been able to do so, because he's still done 2 stars overall now, because he was good at the time, but now he's starting to fade a little. So I think that he might be able to... I might still be able to move him on by the end of the window. Next up of the players I've signed for the second time is Mark Simpson. Now, I had to pay a little bit more the second time around. I got him for 10 million the first time, but this time it cost me 11.75. Now, he's one for the future. He's basically going to be the 3rd choice striker this year behind Popolka. finishing is only 12 at the moment, so that's why I'm a little bit worried. But he's got great heading, and he's a target man type of player. I mean, quite clearly, but he's not exactly slow either. And I think he's got a lot of potential to be a decent player, and if nothing else, can be moved on for a shitload of money at some point. And he's English, which is kind of nice to have as well. Another English player. I did kind of try to go for some more English talent, but it was really, really difficult. So he's also joined us. Now, the couple that I've gone after since then was because after we'd signed those first 3 players, my transfer money was completely exhausted. But then we sold Garincha and Marcio. And as a result of that, I had a little bit more money available, but I had to go for players that were very young because with the wages that we could offer were pretty tiny. So I didn't mind playing a larger transfer fee, but as long as the players were young and would accept small wages. So this is the first one. This is Xander Neert, or Neert. I don't know how to exactly pronounce it. He's Belgian. He's coming from, I think it was Zultwaardigem. Waregem? I don't know how to pronounce it. Again, apologies, I'm trying. But he's gone back on loan there for the season as part of the deal, which I didn't really mind because I didn't imagine he'd get much first-team football. But hang on, let's take a little look at him properly. He's basically a defensive midfielder. And look at that. He's got a 20 stat already at the age of 17. I'm liking that. He's very determined, and that's always good to have, I guess. Plus, my scouts reckon he's going to be quality. His free kick taking and long throws are poor, but who cares? Got good teamwork already, and his stamina is incredibly high as well for 17 years old. He's sort of, for me, is going to eventually be the backup player to Ivancic. And I mean, I don't suppose it will go on that long, but his potential successor, I don't know. If Ivancic ever did move, which I can't see why he would, because I want to keep him for as long as possible, we're preparing a backup plan, and that is Xander Neert. Now, the last one, who again has gone back out on loan, this time not to his parent, not to the club I bought him from. This is Jose Angel Jimenez, and again, he's a striker, but he can play out on the right wing as well, which is, I guess, good. He needs a better crossing for that, though. So again, I brought him in because I thought, look at that price. We could probably get him in and he'll do a job when called for, or we can sell him on for more, basically. So the key positions to strengthen, though, was that fullback spot and to get another midfielder in, and that is exactly what we've done, and got ourselves a half-decent third-choice striker. So that's kind of the crucial parts here. Losing Marcio isn't such a big deal. I might, if I can squeeze some money out at some point, go looking for another centre-back. I did have one lined up, or I might go back and look for this guy Villanueva that I had in my sights the first time. So there you go. That is the transfers that we've made, basically. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to talk about in today's episode that I have completely forgotten about from before. Actually, yeah, I meant to ask you a question. My question of the day, admittedly, we are 12 minutes into the episode now, but my question of the day is this. Like, in light of the fact that the World Cup is now apparently going to be held in the winter, what do you think of that? Like, seriously, what do you think is going to happen? How will it cause turmoil? Is it going to be a good thing? Like, what do you think about the World Cup being held in the winter? And more importantly, the fact that they've been allowed to get away with this, in the sense that, Qatar apply for it as a summer World Cup, and then they'll just change the rules later. So yeah, what do you guys think? Right, let's get into... I will show you the squad, but there's nothing really to show you. So let's just get into the... tactics, yeah, because we've got to submit a team now. Because I've accidentally clicked something here. So team selection, right, let's... we're playing Arsenal. I didn't see their bloody tactic, which is a pain. Report. That's not useful. We're just going to go... We're away from home, so we're going to go with this one. And who have we got? So, are you joking? No. Sorry. Why would you put Marcelo in after all that? For me, Aykut Kaya is a much better player. Maybe he hasn't got full match finish yet. No, he does. A little bit confused as to why that was then. Marcelo is just not as good a player for me. So yeah, I'll have to watch out for that one. Right, swap you two over as well. Gray is much better as that. Yeah. Santos, Vanos, Lucarelli, because Artubi's picked up a knock, I think, or he's not fully fit yet. So yeah, Millington, Santos, Vanos, Lucarelli, Gomez, Ivancic, Barnes, Gray, Lopez Souza, Aykut Kaya, and Belongo. On the bench, Vega, Verstraeten, Sassi, Pipoca, Marcelo, Afterlet, and Tercio. That is a strong bench, I have to say. We can obviously switch things around depending on what happens during the game. Obviously, away at Arsenal, we probably should... Actually, we're going to go with that. Let's see if that makes any difference. Now, why does it keep wanting to put in Robert Gray there? For me, Robert Gray is... The whole point is him to play that role. I might have to lock that in at some point. Right, so... Let's go for it. We may as well go for it a bit more away from home. As you can see, Oldham are playing Cardiff, and you'll see that Milkins Don sadly did not get promoted. I would have liked to have seen them up, but in fact it is Hull City. Man United, so the Man United Liverpool game on the opening day of the season. Let's just see how we do. We're the... What the fuck? Yeah, I just did that. We are the sort of not set piece, like the showpiece game for the start of the season. So hopefully, we'll do it. But I don't know. Oh, they're going with two I'm worried now about two strikers. Our system doesn't always work so well against two strikers, but we will see. We will do our best here to win the opening day. Like, we drew against Arsenal last season, I think. I think we might have even lost away from home, or I don't know, or might have drawn both. But my point is that I think we need to put in a strong performance today to show that we mean business for the league this year. We mean business, and we're expected to reach the FA Cup final this year, which is absurd. The board really do like putting the big expectations on us. That's what I will say. They love it. Shaqiri with a free kick, and it is. Are we on extended? For some reason, we're on extended again. Keeps doing that. Dobson is running in here. Back to Watson. Good strike, good block. And Robert Gray should bring this away. Arsenal have had the better of the early sort of exchanges in this game, but that doesn't mean that we can't turn this around. This is the thing. When they play two strikers, I'm always tempted to go with our two striker system, but I don't know whether that's a wise idea. If we're still looking poor by half-time, I might well switch things up a little. In fact, we're going to switch things up now. Go to our more defensive tactic, which might allow a bit more space in behind them. We may have to go two up top at half-time at this rate, because at the moment, we've offered nothing in this first half. We might have to throw Pipoka on and see what happens. Hello. Actually, if we were to score here, I might not do. Round the corner for Santos. Can he pull it back? Lucarelli, and it's cleared away. I would have liked to think that Kaya could have come and closed that down a little bit better. Dobson, well won by Ivancic, but it's been cleared again. Shaqiri, where is the chance there, or is the highlight not done yet? Gomez over the top, just... thought Gomez was going to make a huge mistake there. Connor Barnes, of course, is now back fully fit, which is good. Millington's broken the back line here. Can he get the first goal of the season? No, he can't. First big chance goes begging. God damn it, Norman. We've been quite good this, in pre-season, we've been taking a lot of our chances. I've been taking a special note as to how many sort of chances we've been finishing off, basically, and it's been relatively good. You know, it's almost one-on-one, and that's good, admittedly against smaller sides, so you can understand why that's slightly different. I'm tempted to just leave it how it is for now, but we can always make changes later if we need to, because for now, we've actually looked slightly better. I mean, it's basically both sides have been awful in this first half as attacking threats, but I'm wondering if just us sitting back a little bit might just do the trick for it. Might just open up a little more space, just win your header there. But that doesn't mean they're not going to... Oh, they brought on De Bruyne, who must be really old by now. We've sort of overturned the game a little bit now. Although it's still very, very tight, right? We're already 67 minutes into this game. What changes can we make? I'm going to bring Pipoka on and see what he can do. Millington's not really done it for me tonight. He's missed the only chance we've had. He's missed the only chance of the game, really. But at the same time, I don't want to overdo it and risk conceding a goal. Oh, Ivancic, Van Os, right now, move it. Pipoka. I think this could be a breakout season for him. It's important that he has a good year of Santos. Right, somebody get in the box here. Van Os, perhaps. Ball across the back post. Lucarelli, 1-0 Pompey. Lovely stuff. Luigi Lucarelli, first goal of the season. And an away win at Arsenal in a really tight match would be the perfect, I repeat, perfect start to the season. It literally would be amazing. And Santos would get his first assist of the season right now. Considering this relatively poor performance all around, Arsenal have been pretty poor as well. Santos with the ball in. Lucarelli, great header from Luigi Lucarelli. That's what you get when you get a striker that can play out on the wing, I suppose. He's got that extra determination to get in the box. Right, who's been poor today and who can we bring in? Borja Gomez has not been good. I'm tempted to bring in Mehdi Sassi and give him his debut for us. Yeah, the fact that it's called Sassi is going to lead to countless puns later in the season, believe me. Don't you get sassy with me. Right, Lucarelli, around the corner. Kaya. Van Os here. Can he find an outlet? Sassi on the edge of the area. Slips it through and it's played back, but can we win it? There's two players there. Lopez uses it so well. Sassi to Santos. Cuts inside. Will he shoot? He probably will shoot. Around the corner for Pipoka. And it's 2-0 Portsmouth here at the Emirates. Oh, and Pipoka scores his first goal of the season, and that's good. I'm happy with the changes we've made today in this game. That should be game, set and match, but you just don't know. Santos, lovely look. And that's 2 assists in the first game of the season for Santos. Pipoka, nice finish there. He took the chance when it appeared to him, and that's great to see. You know, Millington needs to start doing that a bit more. And I think one more change in a sec. No, actually, we'll just wait till the end of this highlight. I don't want to throw this away now. We're already on defensive and set to defend this tactic, so I'm hoping that we don't fuck this up. But a 2-goal lead would be hard to mess up from here. Not that we can't do it. If anyone can, we can. I'm hoping this is just going to be a long shot on the end of this, but I don't know if it's going to be. Bruce De Bruyne, and it's gone wide. That's a poor effort from Kevin De Bruyne. Right, let's have one last little crack at this. I'm thinking after it on for Van Os, who's not really lit up the stage today. Like, Santos actually assisted that second goal from the middle of the pitch. I'd like to keep a clean sheet today as well, though, but a 2-0 win away at Arsenal is a pretty solid performance, really. When you think of how... There we go. To keep a clean sheet on the opening day and beat one of the bigger sides in the league away from home is the perfect start, and for me that says everything you need to know about us at the moment. Like, we mean business this season. Actually, no, I am pleased with your defensive solid work, and I am pleased with your playmaking efforts, and screw it, I am pleased with your final third play, because frankly, you've been great. Pipoka did brilliantly coming off the bench there, so we're currently top of the league, would you believe? We don't know when the Champions League draw is yet. I don't think it's until later on in the month. I have no specific date set for it currently. Let's just see how the other games on the opening day do. Why the hell not, since we've got a little bit of extra time in this episode. Oh, but yeah, I hope you like the signings. We couldn't go as over the top as we usually could, just because of the financial fair play problem, which means that we're going to have to really take it slow, I guess. But I think we've got a squad that's good enough to challenge for everything this year, and in so doing, it means that it's, you know, last year was just a write-off. I couldn't believe that we didn't win anything last year, considering how good we were generally across the board. But when it mattered, we weren't. City won 5-0. Brighton 5-4. I imagine Robson scored all the goals for City. Oh, Atsu got... Wow. Ebertsberger looks like a quality player, I have to say. Leadership, yeah. I mean, he's been wanted by loads of people. I don't know how Oldham have managed to keep hold of this lad, but they're doing it, and they've won on the opening day as well. Let's just look at the last game, the Man United-Liverpool game, and a 1-0 win to Man United means that, of course, after one match day, we are third in the league, but we've not conceded a goal yet, and that's always a good start. City have started exactly as they would expect to, and I think City will win the league this year, and I think we'll come second again, but it's all about the Champions League, and I'm going to basically, for the League Cup, I'm going to rest players for that, because the board don't consider it important. As much as I'd like to win it, I don't want to put winning that ahead of, you know, because we'll have those games in the midweek then, and if we could just avoid that, or play a massively rotated squad, then I think it would just keep us fresh for more important matches. That's sort of the approach I'm taking. FA Cup's still important, but League Cup I think might have to take a back burner. We've lost the last two finals in a row. Me and the League Cup don't get on. That is what I've decided. So guys, right, in the next episode, okay, Champions League Group Stage, well, we're going to be doing that, aren't we, obviously. So in the next episode, we'll be doing our first match in the Champions League this year. Also, I'm pretty certain when I looked at the coefficients that we are going to be in the second pot this year, which is awesome because of our performances recently. So that will mean that we could get us some seriously good draws next. And we're not even that far away from being in the top pot already. That's how well we've done lately. I think we need like a couple more. We need to go up like 2 more places, I think, to get into the top 8 teams coefficient wise and get ourselves into that top pot. So there we go. So in the next episode, join us for our first Champions League group stage game. In between there, we've got to play Forest, Sheffield United and Spurs. I'd like to think that we could win all 3 of those and start off with a clean sweep of 4 straight wins. That would be ideal for us, but you never know what's going to happen in this game. So, if you guys like what you're seeing, please feel free to drop a like on the episode, and if you'd like it even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for our first game in Europe this season. Let's hope it's better than last year. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.